What should I watch
You
rugby
don't like it anymore. You're trendy and Londonized.
Shut the up, man. Seriously, why would I bother watching my national team at the moment? It's depressing.
The World Cup winning New Zealand team. You couldn't tell me a player now.
I watch, and it hurts. And you know it hurts because your team loses too.
Yeah, we used to lose it. You only beat us 60-10.
What's up with the British rugby team? What's going on with there?
England, you mean?
Yeah.
They're great. The most professional side in world sports.
Yeah, I know. I've been to Twickenham twice in my life, and both times we lost. Once to the French in the quarter-final, and the other one to in that England game.
Oh, that quarter-final, what a great game that was.
Yeah, that was fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah.
You could realise that not a single person out there knows anything about rugby who watches your programme.
So
what's this?
You guys still here?
Snow, Tony Hawk or something they probably want to see.
They watch.
Some idiot on a board.
I bet you like the darkness as well, don't you?
I do like the darkness.
Now, how can you go ahead and say on the record how much you dislike the Beastie Boys and like the darkness?
Because the darkness don't take themselves seriously.
But neither do the Beastie Boys.
You met them? I know that. It's their politics, not their music. I find it a bit confusing.
The darkness, man, I tell you, I stand alone in a very, very small minority right now. That album's midweek #2.
I know. I mean, I grew up on Boston and Montrose and stuff like that.
I like some of those bands, but it's just the other side of that whole glam rock.
Ted Nugent.
Oh, anyone, you know, with the stapling of the foxtail on the leather trousers, you should try that look.
We were doing some Welsh awards, and they were on, actually. And it was about this big, the awards ceremony, you know, and they were just on a stage, and they did play it like it was a stadium. You know, he's down the front, coming up to me with his tongue out and everything.
You can't deny it. You can't deny they can play. I'm very aware of the fact that people want to relax and have a good time at the moment, but the music doesn't move me. In saying that, we've agreed to disagree and be nemesises. Be nemesi. You're aware, you know that. You've had a few of those throughout your career.
No, that's fair enough. I just, you know, I think there's a lot of bands out from America who have pretensions of intelligence, but they're exactly the same as the darkness, really.
The darkness, I think, are probably more intelligent. I would give them that. But I mean, getting back to some of these people who have actually, throughout your career, you know, made it difficult for you in the press. Some of these people must actually be some of your favourite journalists, knowing you the way, you know.
Yeah, that does happen. You know, I grew up on rock journalism. That's just the way it is. I think it's a healthy thing, you know, you come out stronger and all that crap, but Simon Reynolds, I grew up with one of my favourite journalists ever, and he just said we sounded like the Boomtown Rats.
Which was?
You can't get any worse than that.
Right, there you go. We're here with Nicky Y pretty much for the whole show. We're going to make him work for his train ticket up to London today, and we've also offered him a chance to pick some music, and you went with Idlewild, and I'm glad you did.
Yes.
I really believe in this band.
They're lovely boys. It's a shame the bass player
don't know what happened.
Someone out. Was
that what it was?
I don't know. That's okay.
You heard it here first, from the mouth of the man that knows.
Don't say that. They like me.
It's Gonzo, of course it is. And of course the man sitting to my right, your left would be Mr. Nicky Y.
Always on the left,
Always, well, you know, it's the way.
Never on the right.
Dress to the right, stand to the left. Here in town to pedal and pimp his brand new B-Sides and Rarities compilation, that old chestnut called Lipstick Traces, which in itself...
a finished copy for you. I brought it myself. I only got them yesterday.
Sign it for me, will you?
To Zane.
You're my biggest fan, Just in the Darkness. It could be a Darkness single, though, couldn't it? Lipstick Traces.
Yeah, I mean, it's a book by Grail Marcus. If like anyone in the media had any intelligence today, they might know that. But it was a famous rock critic. Right. And it's about how you trace punk right back to 11th century druids and monks.
Could be a Darkness song, though, couldn't it? To the message board and swiftly at it. Nicky, how do you feel about bands like Radiohead? This is from Waymart, who's a respected contributor to our message board, so we'll follow through on this one. But obviously politics and music, there's two camps. And you've been staunchly political throughout your career, but at the same time you bring glamour to the table. So how do you feel about it now?
I love Radiohead. Just they're an entity that I think always draws you in. I'm not sure I love them as much as I used to. I don't think that matters with them. But as far as the political side, I think we know your enemy, really. I mean, it was just a prophecy. We were 3 years ahead of our time.
I agree.
And no one really gave.
Well, I think some people did. It's just
I don't think Chris Martin had read a book by then. Last year he's read no logo.
Involved. Well, you know, it's important that, but Chris is in a position whereby, you know, he has to discover his own voice throughout his career, you know.
I know, but if you go to public school and have the best education,
is it really about that though, or is it about the way that
if you have the education paid rather than actually graft like I had to.
I love it, you know, still ripping the working class.
Coldplay are a brilliant band, they make brilliant music. The whole political thing, I just feel a bit, my fingers have been burned, you know.
Yeah. But now's when we need you most. This is the most frustrating thing. Bands like yourselves and Rage Against the Machine and these great bands that have been around.
No, they were a great band.
You know, and they come out and they speak the word, but ultimately we're living in the happy, joy mid to late 90s, and no one really wants to rock the boat because Britney Spears is selling records and everyone's on E. And now it's like 21st century, and we need people like you to open your mouth and get involved.
Kind of. I mean, it's a very difficult position because if you tolerate this, for instance, we've had a lot of requests to use that concerning the Iraq War and all that kind of thing from charities. And
is that going too far?
Well, Tolerate is a pro-war song. It's about fighting against fascism in the Spanish Civil War.
Yeah.
So I felt wrong about handing that over, not because I don't believe in their cause, but because, you know, they'd be singing along to "Let's Go to War."
You're just feeling misunderstood at this stage, aren't you? And ultimately,
yeah, I feel like I've kind of drained every. I mean, our view of American foreign policy is know your enemy. Like I said, no one must our interest. Freedom of speech won't feed my children.
Yeah.
It's just you watch the news and that's what it is.
Well, it's nice to know that you do have some partners in crime, or partners in a fight against crime, and Radiohead with the Hail to the Thief banner. You know, I think it was a very brave album title to run with, especially given the popularity in the States, you know.
Yeah, completely. And I think the difference between them is people get irritated and annoyed with me because I've actually got a degree in politics, but with them, they like them for it.
For it, yeah. Strange, isn't it?
You know,
Bizarre. I guess
it's a class thing.
Yep. Waymart again. Has James ever told you that he isn't going to sing a particular line or word? Has he ever said, you know what, I'm not feeling that?
Yes. And it's justified. I trust him. He's my greatest editor.
Good. Okay.
You know, just dropped a song off for me last night on a little cassette, which is still the way we do things after 20 years.
Yeah, well, but
15,
it's a good way to create, though, isn't it? Ultimately, you know, if that's the way it suits you, you sit in your bedroom, find your own zone, and do your thing. You know,
I mean,
trust is there.
Much as I try to take in, it always goes back to my bedroom in Wales when I write. Really.
Yeah. Do you find lyrics easy?
Yeah. You know, I mean, I've written a sackful already for the next records.
Good. Looking forward to hering it. Okay, we're going to talk to some more Nicky in a bit, but you know, another Mannix track you decided to choose, quite obviously and predictably, is "You Love Us."
Yes.
Because we do.
You used to see him too, about 2 years ago.
Yeah. Now you just see the yes, don't you?
Queens of the Stone Age 5 million times an hour.
Hey, listen, we've got an audience we have to satisfy. Music television is all about flicking. Flick, flick, flick.
You're going to go on Kayes here now? You're going to convince me they're the greatest stoner rock band
I do not even want to know what you think about Queens of the Stone Age unless you believe that they're one of the most awesome rock experiences of your life.
They're so puny. They sound so puny.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, Neil Homer Reiki, Neil Homer Reiki, Neil
Sean loves them, actually. Sean loves them.
Dude,
he plays them in his Lotus little sports car. I drive around and I can't get out of his car because it's so small and sporty.
You like that dude in The Simpsons that drives around in their buggy. Do you all think it's funny laughing at a man who's too tall to be in his car?
He traps me in there, he does. You must listen.
Nicky Wire's on the couch, and you're loving him, and I'm kind of loving him but hating him at the same time. The Darkness Queens of the Stone Age debate we'll put to one side for the moment because... Hey, back to the message board. Someone actually wanted to know about playing at the Millennium Stadium before Wales beat Italy. Your greatest moment?
Yes, one of them was fantastic. You know, the players were warming up. John Hartson and Ryan Giggs were scoring goals in the back of the net, warming up. We were playing Design for Life. And we went upstairs. I sat next to Mark Hughes' mother, the manager, which I didn't know, his mother-in-law. And I got a little bit boisterous, I have to say, until she put her hand on me and went, "I'm Mark Hughes' mother. Be quiet."
Did she really?
Because I noticed then everybody had moved away from me, the whole row had moved away. I looked around, and James, Sean, our manager, they'd all just disappeared into the box, and I was left there. So it was brilliant. I'm going to Rome for the return in September the 6th.
I just love your passion for sports. I think it's great. You know, it's not seen enough in the rock and roll.
Not your kind of sport, mate.
Well, what's my kind of sport?
Skateboards and people jumping on snow.
You got me. You've
like
got me wrong. Just because the Stream Channel pay me to do their voiceovers doesn't mean I actually watch the channel. All right, moving swiftly on. They don't pay me anymore.